March 1, 1562, a day that would plunge France into decades of bloodshed. In the quiet town of Wassy, what began as a simple religious gathering ended in a massacre that would ignite the French wars of religion. But what really happened that day? And how did one tragic event push France into civil war? By the mid-16th century, France was a divided kingdom. The Protestant Reformation had spread across Europe, and in France, the Huguenots, French Protestants inspired by John Calvin, were growing in number and influence. But the Catholic Church, along with powerful noble families like the House of Guise, saw them as heretics, a threat to the unity of the kingdom. To ease tensions, Catherine de' Medici, the Queen Mother and Regent for the young King Charles IX, issued the Edict of January 1562. This decree granted limited freedom of worship to Protestants. But not everyone was willing to accept this compromise, especially the powerful and ambitious Duke of Guise. On the morning of March 1, 1562, in the small town of Wassy, a group of Huguenots gathered for worship in a barn. Though the Edict of January allowed Protestants to hold services outside of towns, this congregation was inside the town walls, an act that Catholic leaders saw as defiance. François, Duke of Guise, was traveling through Wassy when he heard Protestant hymns echoing from the barn. Enraged, he and his armed entourage approached the gathering. What happened next remains a subject of historical debate, but one thing is clear: the encounter turned violent. The Duke's men attacked. Some accounts say the Protestants resisted, others claim they were defenseless. What is undisputed is the aftermath. Dozens of Huguenots lay dead, many more wounded. A peaceful religious gathering had turned into a massacre. News of the massacre spread quickly. Protestant leader, Louis, Prince of Condé, was outraged. To him, this was not just an act of violence, it was an open declaration of war. Within weeks, Protestant and Catholic forces began mobilizing, and France was plunged into the first of 8 brutal wars of religion. For the next 36 years, France would be torn apart by religious and political conflict. The massacre at Wassy was only the beginning, leading to assassinations, civil wars, and the infamous St. Bartholomew's Day massacre in 1572. The wars of religion finally ended in 1598 with the Edict of Nantes, granting Protestants some rights. But the wounds left by the conflict would take centuries to heal. The massacre at Wassy remains a dark chapter in French history, a moment when intolerance and power struggles led to a nation at war with itself. History is filled with turning points, moments where a single event changes everything. Could France have avoided civil war if Wassy had never happened? Or was conflict inevitable? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. The Massacre of Wassy was just one of many turning points in history that shaped the world we live in today. If you found this story insightful, help us bring more history to life. Hit that like button to support the channel, and share this video with fellow history lovers so more people can learn about these crucial moments from the past. And don't forget to subscribe to History Hub for more gripping historical stories every week. Turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Next time, we dive into another moment that changed history forever. Stay tuned.